My first guest tonight has the task of helping to find a Democratic candidate to run for the now vacant congressional seat. And while Republicans hold a 25,000 voter enrollment edge, he thinks his party is going to be able to field a strong candidate. Len Lenihan is the Erie County Democratic Party chair. He joins us tonight from Buffalo. Thanks for your time tonight, Chairman.
Nice to be here.
Now, hello. Well, was this the first time you've heard of Chris Lee's behavior? Buffalo News reports that the Alice Kreizan campaign was notified of his alleged infidelity during the 2008 campaign, and I was just wondering if you yourself had heard of this behavior in the past.
You know, Aaron, I don't want to comment on anything like that. I mean, he's out of office now. He's paid a severe price for whatever behavior that we're talking about here, and I don't really want to go beyond that. It's over. We're focused on the future here, and that's what I'd like to say.
Okay, no problem. Well, yesterday on this show, your counterpart, Nick Langworthy, said that he believes, your Republican counterpart rather, he says that he believes that Chris Lee could have weathered this storm. Do you agree? Do you think he could have held on?
Oh, I think it would have been very tough. I mean, if all you have to do is turn on David Letterman, Jay Leno, Jon Stewart, I mean, it has become a national, farce of sorts, and I think it would have been very tough. I think Chris Lee made the right decision for his family, and I think at this point they're the most important thing.
Well, how soon do you and the other Democratic county chairs plan to make a decision on who your candidate will be? In the City Hall publication, I think on Wednesday it was when news broke of this, you said that you could have a candidate in as little as 24 hours. It's Friday now. Do you have any idea of which direction you're going to head in?
Well, I think there's a process involved here. I mean, keep in mind, this district has 7 counties. There's 7 county chairmen that we all have to sort of, at some point, come into a consensus. I mean, I think we could do well in this district under the right circumstances with the right candidate. And we are in the early stages of, frankly, looking at the whole situation. There has been no decisions made about anything at this point. But, my feeling is, in 2006, the Democratic candidate for Congress in that district got over 48% of the vote. And so people have been saying for the last 3 days that, we're not even going to contest this. That remains to be seen, but the fact is we've run competitive races before in this district, and, after an elaborate process, if everybody decides to buy in and unify behind a candidate, and if, the National Congressional Campaign Committee, the Democratic DCCC comes in, and if they want to put forth an effort under the right circumstances, we could have a real contest here. And I think that's what the message we want to convey today is.
Well, have you heard from Washington, from the Democratic Congressional Campaign? Have they given you any sort of indication that they would be willing to jump into this race?
Well, they haven't given me any indication that they're going to, but they are, yes, we've talked to them. We've talked to them each day for the last 3 days, and we're going to be talking this weekend. Matter of fact, there's some people will be in Buffalo and in Western New York and the other counties in the district, and I think what they're doing is assessing the situation. I mean, obviously, there hasn't been a Democrat elected in that district in a long time. But, again, in 2006, we came within, less than 9,000 votes out of over 200,000 votes cast of electing a Democrat. So what we're doing at this point, Aaron, is just looking at the district. We're looking at the potential resources that could come to bear. And, of course, we're looking at potential candidates as well. But we're not at the point where we're willing to put out names and numbers at this point. Right now we're still looking at the whole situation, but we're doing it every day. We're doing it today. We're doing it tomorrow. And, at some point we'll decide if we're going to move forward in a substantial way.
And on that same note, what about the state Democratic committee? Have you heard from them? Have they spoken to you?
We sure have.
Okay. So
yes, they have. They've been very helpful in coordinating the 7 county chairmen that are in this region. They do a great job of pulling everybody together and making sure that we're looking at the the right issues and in the right sets of circumstances here if we're going to make this a real race, and they've been very helpful. Chairman Jacobs, June O'Neill, they're pros, and they've been very willing to work with us on this.
All right. Now, I know you said you don't want to throw any names out there, but one name has emerged as a potential front runner. Erie County Clerk Kathleen Hochul has a name that is out there right now. Can you tell us a little bit about her and why she could be a good Democratic candidate in this race?
Well, she could be a good candidate if she decided to get in the race, and if everybody decided to get behind her. She just got reelected to the county clerk's office in Buffalo with over 79% of the vote. She is dynamic, hardworking, intelligent. She has a law degree. She's had experience in the private sector. She's been very successful as an elected official, both at the town level and at the county level. And if she decided to take this race on, and if everybody pulled together, certainly she could be a strong candidate, absolutely. Any
other names out there that you're looking at that you'd like to share with us?
Well, there's certainly a lot of people that I've talked to, but I think for today, I think we should focus on the fact that, we are looking at this very closely, even though it's a tough district, to be sure. We come into it as underdogs, but again, with the right candidate, with the right set of circumstances, with the right set of commitments, we could make this a real race.
Now, the front runner right now, or one of the two that is being named for the Republican ticket, is Jane Kerwin, Assemblywoman Jane Kerwin, and she can pretty much at this point self-fund herself in this race if she decides to go ahead with it. Is that a criteria that you're sort of hoping to find in a Democratic candidate, someone that has a good amount of resources already behind them?
Well, let's face it, money is very important in this process, and people that can come to the table with resources, all the better. That being said, we certainly would need a buy-in from, hopefully the Democratic Campaign Committee, the Congressional Campaign Committee, and others. But, we feel if the right candidate emerges and if everybody decides this is a race that we want to focus on, we think we'll have the resources to compete with anybody.
When do you think Governor Cuomo should call a special election, sooner rather than later?
I think that's a call for the governor to make. I don't want to. He's pretty busy right now trying to turn around a state that badly needs his leadership, and that's what he's doing right now. We'll be ready to go if the circumstances dictate it when he decides to call the election.
But it would be more favorable for Democrats to have a little bit more time to establish a candidate at this point.
You know what? There's pros and cons to that. There are those that would like to have an election in 6 weeks, and others would like to have it in 6 months. So that's, I'm sure, an issue that the governor will grapple with his staff and the council's office when they look at this. And, we'll leave that to him.
Have you spoken with the Monroe County Democratic Chair, Joe Morelli, yet? And when do you guys plan to actually get together and have that meeting with the other county chairs to, make a vote? I know Republicans plan to get together this weekend on Sunday.
Well, I've talked to Joe. I've talked to and all the other chairs from the other 6 counties in the congressional district, and we have not set a date yet. Although we've been talking with each other on the phone daily. I mean, we're not waiting for a meeting to be called to get together and talk about it. We've been talking about it now. The national Democrats are talking about it. The state Democrats are talking about it. We're here at the local level, been dealing with the other chairs, and there's a lot of interest in this. And but we recognize this is a tough district. We did not hold this district even before the last election for Congress, but again. With the right candidate, and we think we would have some good candidates if the decision is made to go forward, and the right set of circumstances. We almost won it. We lost by less than 9,000 votes in 2006 against an incumbent, a powerful incumbent, Tom Reynolds. We almost won that district then, but we don't want to, express anything other than the fact that it would be a challenge. It would be a tough fight, but Democrats are used to fighting.
Right, and all eyes will certainly be on this race. Len Lenihan, Erie County Democratic Chairman, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Hey, thank you for inviting us. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman.